Okay. Hello, 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 hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Dev, Larry Baker here.
Hi.
Can't believe you're coming,
Larry.
man.
Isn't
How
that
are you,
awesome
sir?
that he's coming? Yay.
We had to do a little of this and a little of this and a little of this, but
And it took like 5 years of that to get this done.
I know, but like the final push, we had to
There you
create
go.
like, I had to do what I shouldn't do, but I had to create scarcity for him. So he knew that he had to come on this one.
Twist his
You should
arm.
have done that 5 years ago.
I know. Exactly.
I'm glad they didn't.
Well, I'm super glad that I'm coming. I'm looking forward to this.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, let's wait another, maybe, well, we've got a pretty good amount here. All right, well, should we start? Should I start, Lynn?
Yes, go for
Okay.
it.
I'm going to start. Hi, I'm Sarah Vetter. For those of you who have not met me yet, but you all have, so you all know me. So hi, we're so excited, getting close. It's full, like, woo, we're excited. Okay, so the purpose of this call is to really empower you to connect, get related again or deeper, prepared for the journey with some logistics, review the itinerary again, set the context for our time together, so that to be one of the most powerful, wonderful, inspiring, transformational experiences you've ever had in your life. So I'm going to turn over to the one and only Lynne Twist to meditate us in, sacred space us in, and say some things.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes unless you're driving a car, and I don't see anybody driving a car. So close those beautiful baby blues or brown or amber eyes or green, whatever color they are, and take a breath in and out and rest in that sweet territory of the breath. Something that's always there waiting for our attention, our intention. And when we go there, there's no tension. How cool is that? And let's fully arrive in this constellation of souls that will be traveling together to the very heart of the world, the most biodiverse place on planet Earth, right on the equator, in a pristine, untouched, roadless forest that's been there for millions and millions and millions and millions of years. That is the source, along with the oceans, of the lungs of the planet. That is the hydrological heart of our climate system. And that is the home of indigenous people who are intact in their ways, deeply steeped in their wisdom, and are eagerly dreaming you to them so that you can be allies in their stand for the sustainability of life. And just breathe that in for the next, let's say, 5 breaths. And take a deep breath in and open your eyes. So I'll just say a couple things. That the context of this particular journey in November that you are on, it was sourced and invented and created a year ago at the Conscious Capitalism CEO Summit in Texas, as a opportunity for people who are living in the world of business, who are leaders, who are people who are conscious stewards of their organizations, of their initiative, of their mission, of their lives, to take a deep dive together into the Amazon rainforest. And this, some of you came from the conscious capitalism context, and some of you are hear from a harvest, which is another wonderful gathering of great souls that took place in Turkey last year. No, this year. And some of you are people newly familiar with Pachamama Alliance and our work. And so I wanted to say how I think this journey is really special because it was born a year ago. And when I asked from the stage at Conscious Capitalism, how many people want to go to the Amazon rainforest with Pachamama Alliance? I don't know. It seemed like half of the 160 CEOs raised their hand, or maybe more than half. But then when it comes right down to it, time, money, schedule, kids, grandparents, health issues, it changes throughout the year. Everyone who wants to go is not always the people who do go. And so I'm just inviting you to notice that you not only received the call, whether it was an invitation or a phone call, or an announcement or an email, but you received a different kind of call because you said yes. A call from the forest, a call from the future of life, a call from the indigenous people of the Amazon, the Zapara and the Achuar who we'll meet, and perhaps a call from your soul at some level, because this is not a vacation, although we will vacate. It is not adventure travel, although we'll have adventures. It's a pilgrimage to the heart of the world and the heart of our time in history, and what's ours to do to create the long-term sustainability of life on Earth. It's also happening during a very critical election in the United States. And even if you're not from the United States, and some of you are not, you probably are quite aware that our election is a very, very significant one that will determine a lot, not only for our country, but for the world at large. And so we're not going to be in the United States during this election. And of course, Sarah will remind you this too, but I want to make sure, I'm going to make sure I vote before I leave with my absentee ballot and that I don't miss that opportunity. But we'll be deep in the forest in what you might call ancient and future time during the election and when the election results are released, which is kind of a beautiful thing. To a beautiful place to be, a really extraordinary choice to make, to be at the heart of the world where it's timeless, or it's you're really living in ancient time and future time when you're there, but you'll be very much in the now, rather than what many people who are not in the forest will be experiencing on those days. So I just wanted to just acknowledge the Jesus out of you for choosing to come at this time, whether you're an American citizen or not. This is a very special trip, and Sarah and I are very honored and delighted to lead it, and to navigate this terrain called the rainforest with you, and navigate the terrain of your own soul with you as we go to the heart of the world. So, yay you. Thank you for saying yes.
I also want to say, and I sometimes say this at the end, but I feel like saying it now. Once you sign up and a full yes and register and are in, you'll start, we say the indigenous dream us in, dreamt you in. And like Lynne said, that you end up, you're here, like things will start to happen. You'll start to dream, like get your journals out now, because things will start to show up for you just by saying yes to this trip. So journal and your dreams and just see what that is. So I just want to say the trip has started by this call. And this is our second call. Some of you weren't on the first call. What I'd like to do is do a nice, robust introduction from each of you. If you could keep it under 90 seconds or less, is great. If you go way over, I'll go like this.
I'll have my time frame thing. I'll have
And
my
I put a little heart up or something. But again, if you could share your name, where you're from, what occupies you? So clearly not your resume, because I'm sure they're very thorough and in depth, but what occupies you in your life right now? And what called you to be here right now and to participate in this journey? So we're going to do that. And I'm going to call on Ian. You're going to model the perfect modeling of this introductory question.
And is it 90 seconds? Sarah, should I do
90
time?
seconds. Yeah, you should.
When your time's up, I'll go like that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Ian. And if you need me to repeat what I said, you're on mute. If you need me to say all the things, again, I can. I will each time.
Unmute.
There you go.
I hope I don't let you down. I'm English. I'm from the north of England. I live in most of the year in the south of France. I met you and I met Lynne at Harvest, which for me has been a game changer on so many levels. I'm just so hungry to come to join you, everybody, and go to the Amazon with you. I feel unbelievably honored and privileged that I've been picked, I don't know, to do the journey. And, you know, for me, my journey started maybe a couple of weeks ago. I certainly felt incredible energy after the first Zoom. And I've been trying out different things and preparing myself in different ways with a different therapist and one thing and another. So I'm fully ready.
Yes. And what occupies you outside of coming with us to the Amazon?
I'm in the middle of selling my business. I'm just enjoying freedom. We've done a lot of traveling. We were in the Baltics in the summer. You know, we do quite a lot of traveling and backwards and forwards to the UK, see my grandchildren, see my family. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Excellent. That was perfect modeling. Okay, I'm going to call on you, Marco. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Sarah. I'm a bit nervous now after this introduction, but it's wonderful to be here. I'm currently in Germany, where I'm originally from, but I have lived in 3 different countries over the last 13 years. I've lived in Scandinavia for a longer time, and I'm now in Costa Rica, of all places, where I'm currently growing my roots and reconnecting and grounding myself to nature and, yeah, hugging trees a lot, which I'm already missing here, being in the cold and dark. So what occupies my time is the observation that I think we have a lot of fragmentation in this world on a lot of different levels. And technology has historically been a tool that humans have embraced and used to evolve over time and kind of like made the next steps in our evolution. But the recent digital technologies specifically have done while doing amazing work of connecting us all over the world. And I mean, we are all witnesses to it right now of what this technology can deliver. It also has done a lot in terms of fragmenting us. And I think we all are in different echo chambers. There's a lot of fragmentation in terms of our coordination of like who we connect with. And what I and Sarah, who I'll call on afterwards, are working on now is to reframe this focus of technology to think about technology as a social enabler for environmental action. So how can we use and harness these almost godlike technologies now to do something good for us in social terms, but also, and maybe like at least similarly important in terms of our environment coordination. So how do we govern and how do we connect and coordinate our action at a global scale using these new technologies? And I think I'll just pause here and call on Sarah.
Well, wait. No, not done.
Okay.
And then like, what drew you to this journey?
Oh, yes. So, Lynne, I think we met like half a year ago or something. It was at
It was this year in Berkeley, yeah.
Yeah, at Berkeley, at a conference called Funding the Commons. And I was a last minute nominee as a speaker, and I had a chat, a fireside chat. And while I was looking at the crowd, I saw Lynn and sitting there and just already kind of connecting and being very present and like with a big smile. And then Lynn came on the stage and made me cry, and I think like 90% of the room. And I just felt like an immediate calling. I went to her afterwards, and we just briefly exchanged emails. I got a signed book as well. And yeah, then I was just invited on this journey and also at a workshop in Asheville. And yeah, it feels like a very long connection already. And yeah, one that has really been shaping and inspiring my time now.
Perfect. And just so you know, she will make you cry maybe a few more times, but I will counter that with making you laugh. So
Okay.
cry, I'll make you. It's kind of exciting.
That sounds like a good deal, Sara.
Exactly.
I'm happy to segue now, since Marco, you mentioned it, and thank you, by the way. My name is Sara Mailer, and I met Lynne this year as well and attended the June gathering in Asheville through the Pachamama Alliance. That's where Marco and I met and have assembled a team building a pretty substantial sustainability initiative that's tech-enabled. What occupies my time is I run a creative technology company. For the last 17 years, I've really dedicated my entire career to advancing technology with human-centric benefit. And my mission is bringing spirit and technology into harmony with the human experience. So when this opportunity came about to join for this journey, this magical journey to rainforest with you, esteemed, incredible people, I jumped at the opportunity. It was a big yes immediately for me. And already I've seen the exponentiating of thinking and how profound that is for my company, for the work that we're doing, to think bigger, to think about the mutual benefit that we get to serve in not just our clients' work, for also audiences, but for global communities, and most importantly, for our planet at a time that is so precious and so vitally important right now. So through the lens of how might technology really help enable that, that's where I spend a lot of my time. I live in Berkeley, California, lived in Los Angeles for 23 years prior to that. And I'm just delighted to meet you all. So did I miss anything, Sara?
Oh, that was great. And I want to thank you for having that H on the end of your name, so that when our bags are being moved around, there's Sara without the H and Sara with the
Well, I'm happy to be the Sara with the H.
It's always good. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. How about you, Larry?
Hi, I'm Larry Baker. My wife Patty and I live in Carmel, Indiana, which is a suburb of Indianapolis, Indiana. How I spend my time, I sold my business the last day of July. So about, I guess, 9 weeks ago now. So I've been spending a lot of time in introspection and meditation and slowing down, which is very difficult for me. So I'm in a process of kind of catching my breath before I start losing it in the Amazon. But that's how I'm spending a lot of my time. I started the business 25 years ago, and so it's been a priority in my life, and it came to a screeching halt on July 31st. So still just kind of getting my balance. I attended the last Conscious Capitalism CEO Summit when Lynne, you made that announcement. And when I got an invitation, it was immediate. It was like, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And like you, Ian, I felt privileged and honored to be invited and to be part of this this movement, really, and the spirit that's moving through this. And so very excited. I'm nervous, a little anxious about the whole process, but I've been assured everything will be fine. So
Yes. And actually, it's good to be a little nervous. That keeps you on your toes. And yes, everything will be fantastic and fine. And you'll be so well cared for, you won't even imagine. Okay, Patty.
Okay, again, my name's Patty, and I'm from Carmel. What occupies my time, I would say my family and a little bit of volunteer work. And then I enjoy lots of sport. What made me want to go on the trip was Larry sent the invitation over by email and asked me if I want to go. And I gave an immediate yes, not knowing why I said yes, and just astounding my family that I said yes. And then when Lynn said that we were dreamt to be there, then I knew why I'm going. I was dreamt to be there.
Love it. I
During the
love
call.
it. I think you two might have been the first two to register. I'm not sure.
We were quick.
You were quick. That was awesome. I love it. Okay.
Unlike
Diane-
Dev, by the way. But anyway,
What?
unlike Dev, just throwing that in.
Yeah, Dev, he took a lot. I'm worried he might be high maintenance on the journey, but we'll see.
Super high maintenance.
There's always one. He could be the one. Okay,
Could
I'm
be
gonna
me.
go. Okay, I'm gonna go to you, Dave, because you just, got outed. So you have to
That's
see.
fine. So my name is Dave Pitnaik. It's DEV. It's pronounced Dave. I was not around when that decision was made, but here we are 54 years later. So I have, Lynn, you and I have known each other for, I don't know how, like a very long time. We served
Many
on
lifetimes, many
many
lifetimes.
lifetimes. And certainly in this instantiation, we're both on the board of Conscious Capitalism together, but there's like 8 friends who we have in common, kind of things for years. And you had a beautiful way of saying, what do you say? What is occupying?
It occupies you. Yeah.
Yeah, so I co-founded a company 27 years ago called Jump that does strategy and innovation with, big companies like Nike and Target and the like. And as part of that work, we hold a thing called the Jump Offsite every year, which for the last 2 years, Lynn has come to and spoke at, and it has been personally transformative for everyone. Because what I've learned from holding that offsite is that the next 10 years are going to have an outsized impact on the future of the human condition for the next 1,000 years because of AI, because of climate change, because of social fragmentation. But then the calling is, so what is my place in that? What should I be doing? And I feel myself getting pulled to, like, I guess I got to come this year for this, and show up for it. And Larry, I'm so glad that you said that you were feeling nervous, because there is a big part of me that is terrified by this, because I am not an outdoor person. I am that I hope there's room service. No, it's just like, so fortunately, my partner, who I love, is a super outdoor person, Naja, and she will, help me get through this. Apparently I have to buy outdoor clothing. So we'll see.
We've had your type before, so don't worry. We got you.
Right.
It doesn't scare me. It's going to be such a blast. Okay. Then I would like to call on your partner, Naja. Am I saying that right, Naja?
Thank you. Yes. I'm used to having the complicated name, and I found Dave. So, my name's Naja. I live in San Francisco. And I met Lynne last year, and at that offsite, and so have now experienced 2 completely different transformational, I don't know what to call them, meditations, experiences, otherworldly transportation, something with Lynne in consecutive years, and they were completely different from each other. And both times Lynne said, you have to come to the Amazon. And so first time it's like, I know Lynne's a friend of yours, and she, but what is this Amazon thing? So but this year I find myself, what occupies me is that I work in the nonprofit world, and have been feeling for a while and been getting messages that I'm thinking too small and working too small, and that I'm ready for something bigger. And I've just been too afraid to take that step. So I hear a lot of people talking about being at, turning points, inflection points kind of thing. So yeah, this was the year. It was like, okay, yeah, this is it is really now. I'm a little, I'm not nervous about the trip. I'm nervous about what the trip is representing, because I know there's something that's coming. And I don't know what that's going to look like. So I'm feeling very, but a little raw. So
Yeah.
here I am, and I'm really excited to do this with you. Did I answer the questions?
Yes, it was perfecto. Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, Diane Wang.
Okay, thank you. My name is Diane Wang. I'm based in China. Actually, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I founded my two company, especially in the digital world. My first company is one of the first B2C e-commerce platform in China. My first company was acquired by Amazon in 2004. And then I founded my second one, which is also the pioneer in the cross-border e-commerce marketplace. So right now we covered more than 230 countries worldwide. Last year, I founded Inner Mountain Foundation. I think I particularly interested nowadays in the self, business, and society transformation, because I really think our world and our planet need sustainable development. So I particularly interested in the phenomenon energy promotion. So I met Lynne several months ago, right? So when Lynne gave me this invitation, I almost immediately say yes, because I can hear a voice, maybe from my soul. That's the trip, that's the journey I would like to join. So I want to continue to my self-discovery. I'm also very excited to get to know more incredible people in here who share the same philosophy, or maybe we also have the same passion. So yeah, Sara, that's about me.
Perfect. I gotta say, when you said yes, Lynn and I were like, what? She said yes. Like, I don't know. I was thinking all that way, and like you were like a full yes. I don't know. I love that. Thank you so much. Yay. Awesome. Yay. Okay. How
Thank you.
about Marzi? You're muted, you're muted, you're muted. Still muted. Still muted. Okay, how about I'll go to Griff and come back. Oh, no, there you are. Okay, go.
Okay, sorry, it took me a little
Right.
longer. Marisa Solari, I live in Portland, Oregon. I'm Iranian American here. I do own a cultural events center where we unite with multicultural and inspire creativity in this environment. That's the good part of it. The bad part of it is environmentally, we need to be more conscious because we can create a lot of waste during the events. Anyway, what inspired me for this, I met Griff about less than 2 years ago, and he talked about his experience, his journey. And since I consider myself a seeker and also, again, practicing environmentally, conscious of, the responsibility that I put on my own shoulder, I thought, this would be a great experience for me to basically go to Amazon and hear and appreciate the nature more, and also the interdependency between human being and also nature. So that was the reason and I really, really appreciate the opportunity that I was given. I'm looking forward to be with everybody and in the nature.
Excellent. Thank you. And Griff, you're muted.
There we go. Got it. I'm Griff Williams. I'm in Portland, Oregon, and Marzi and I are, she's my girlfriend And I think I know, it's possible I known Lynne the longest here. I'm Lynne's little brother. So, and I've been to the Amazon last year. Was it last year? Yeah, a little over a year, a little over a year. And it was an eye-opening experience. What occupy, and ever since then, and even before that, but ever since then, what occupies me is carbon reduction. I'm a lighting designer, and I'm an engineer for a company that sells LED lighting, EV charging, battery storage, and solar installations, and I do all the design work for all of that. And that's what I do. It's part of what I came away with was a partnership with the forest to reduce as much carbon as I can, and that's what I did.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Griff and Will. And is it Will or William?
Will.
Will. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know any of you. Many of you know my wife, Karen Salmon, who's the CEO of Conscious Capitalism for another month. And she invited me to join because she so admires Lynne and wanted me to meet Lynne. And when Karen says you should do something, almost always I say, no problem, honey. Sounds good. I'm trained as an environmental lawyer, but for the last 25 years, I've been a high school guidance counselor at an independent school. And I can tell you the next generation, many of you probably have children and grandchildren and hopefully are hearing some of the same things. The most resounding concern I hear from this anxious generation is concern about the climate crisis that our world's going through. So the opportunity to go to really the source of the world's climate just immediately resonated with me. I come bearing the concerns of many young people. I'm in school today. You might be able to tell from the fluorescent lights. Although I'm retired, I spend time at school because I miss the kids. And I'm subbing today. I have spent many summers as a wilderness guide, taking people on whitewater rafting trips in the Rocky Mountains, very different from the Amazon, but nonetheless floating down rivers and connecting people with nature is something that really excites me and is moving to me. And I too am in kind of a transitional phase of my life, and I'm trying to figure out how to continue to positively impact the planet, if not working with young people in a school setting every day. So I look forward to some self-growth through this trip to an amazing place.
Awesome. Thank you. And Marisa, can you put your camera back on? So Marisa, when you see things from We Travel, that's We Travel Marisa. So I want you to put We Travel with a name and a face, and I'm always open for questions. Anything you need. She's probably quicker to respond or really knows. She lives in Ecuador. She runs our programs in Ecuador. Her travel company sets up all the logistics. She's been doing this for a gazillion years. So Marisa, say hello to our friends.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all. My name is Marisa Endara. Thank you, Sarita, for the introduction. I am based in Quito, Ecuador, and I am responsible for coordinating the logistics and all the travel arrangements here. So I am looking forward to assisting you during your visit and before, of course, or after. I look forward to welcoming you soon. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. And I'm just going to say really quickly, although you all know me, I'm Sara Vetter, I'm in San Francisco. What occupies me is the Solo Money Institute that I run with Lynne. I might know her the longest after Griff. 16 years. I also am the major gift fundraiser for Pachamama Alliance. So I do that as well. And then I lead these very exceptional, extraordinary journeys with Lynne. And, you know, I keep it fun and I run a tight ship. So you're in good hands. Let's see. Then there are, I think, 3 people missing. There's Regina Thomas-Schauer and her partner, Peter. Regina started a company called the School of Womenly Arts. She's amazing. Peter is her partner. He does amazing things as well. You'll get to meet them in person. And then who else is missing, Lynn?
David Hassel and Karen Salmon.
Okay, why don't you say, yeah, so David. go
David
ahead.
Hassel is the CEO and founder of 15Five, which is a very effective and highly respected business consulting firm. And Karen Salmon is the CEO for the next month of Conscious Capitalism and Will's wife. And she will be going on this trip right after she turns over the baton to the new CEO of Conscious Capitalism. So she was waffly about leaving when she was turning over the leadership of Conscious Capitalism, but she now realizes it's kind of nice to kind of step away and give Timothy Henry the leadership without her breathing down his neck, maybe.
Yeah.
So she's the other person. So that's for people who aren't here, but are going to be with us.
Great. Thank you, Lynn. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to Lynn to walk through very high level, not a ton of detail, but kind of get once again, the itinerary. And then for some logistical notes and then questions. So, Lynn.
Okay, so I'll just say this is a Pachamama Alliance journey. Pachamama, the word Pachamama means Mother Earth, really. It's a Quechua term. The Quechua people are the largest indigenous language on Earth. And Pachamama means the earth to them, the earth, the sky, the universe, and all time. And we will be traveling, all of us, to Quito, which is about 9,000 feet. So you'll be in high elevation. It's a kind of spectacular city in the mountains. And then we'll leave Quito after an orientation meeting at a beautiful place called Cultura Manor. We'll travel down what's called the Valley of the Volcanoes, which is a valley between two mountain ranges. The Andes is a double range. It's like a big M. And we'll travel down the Valley of the Volcanoes, then over the eastern side of the Andes, down through the cloud forest, down the Pastaza River Canyon, and follow the Pastaza River to the very edge of the vast Amazon rainforest, which stretches all the way across the South American continent, covers 9 countries, and is larger than the United States. The Amazon rainforest system is a huge, huge ecosystem. We'll spend the night at a pension. We'll fly into the Amazon the next day. The first place we'll go is the Zapara territory. The Zapara people are facing extinction. There's only 635 of them remaining. And we'll spend 3 days and 3 nights with the Zapara people, and you will find them to be extraordinarily gentle and generous, and fascinating and beautiful people. And from Zapara territory, then the small planes will pick us up on a dirt landing strip and take us deeper into the forest to the Achuar territory. And Achuar territory, both Zapara and Achuar territory are roadless, pristine, and untouched, because these people have been fierce defenders of their forest home, but also the forest for the future of life. We'll land in Achuar territory on another dirt landing strip and be met by the Achuar guides for the Kapawi Eco Lodge, which is really a beautiful eco lodge, probably much nicer than you imagine. And you'll be very comfortable there. And from there, we'll do day trips into the forest. We'll canoe in the rivers, we'll kayak, we'll hike, and we'll have the opportunity for one overnight stay with a shaman, which will be part of that journey, or that part of the journey, and have the opportunity to engage in their ceremonial plant medicine, and the ceremonies that come with that. And then we will return to the beautiful Eco Lodge in time to debrief and hang out a little bit and make sense of whatever is going on for us in this beautiful experience. And then the planes will come and pick us up and take us out of the forest, and our vehicle will be waiting for us, and we'll go to a very, very beautiful spa called Lunar Volcan, which is on an active volcano called Tungaragua, which has hot pools that come right out of the volcano, where we can relax and debrief and understand how the trip might shape the future of our life. And during those 2 or 3 days, We'll experience what's called the Awakening Dreamer Symposium, which is a Pachamama program. We'll also have an opportunity to see how you want to participate going forward in the Pachamama Alliance. Hopefully you'll want to give everything you've ever earned in your life to Pachamama Alliance, of course. And then we'll make our way back to Quito for a farewell dinner, and that's the end of the trip. So that's our itinerary. And it'll be
that was
fantastic.
good. That was good. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. And that's all in all the documents you've been sent as well. Okay. So I'm going to say a couple things and open up for questions. And so there'll be a follow-up email that will give you the link to start a WhatsApp group. And why the WhatsApp group is really great is because as we all travel, people get there at different times, and maybe they're stuck in the airport. Like I'm on that, Marissa's on that, Lynne's not, but we're on it to make sure everything goes smoothly. So it's really good to get on the WhatsApp. In that WhatsApp, or Marissa will send you like the taxi driver name. So when you come to Quito, there's a Cultura Manor, the place we're staying, there's a taxi driver's name. But also, just so you know, getting a taxi at the airport is super safe. The airport's been totally updated. It's a well-running machine, but you'll get that particular person. You'll get the information from us, book directly to be picked up at the airport. This call will be recorded. Please read all your documents, and any of the link, like to travel information, we really need that. If you haven't all filled it out, and Marissa, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming not everybody has filled it out. Is that correct? Yes.
Correct, Sarita. Only 8 people have filled out the form. So please, can you take your time to do it? The sooner the better.
Yeah. How many have filled it out? I didn't hear you.
8 people have filled it up. So we have
really
7 people remaining.
Maybe why don't you say who you need it from so that we can out them right now?
Okay, give me 1 second. I will better say who has filled out the forms. Okay. So I have the information for Lawrence Baker and Patty Baker, Ian Blasky, Griffith Williams, Marcy Salary, Marco Schlitz, sorry, my pronunciation, Diane Wan, and Sarah Miller.
Okay, so the rest of you know who you are. That's really important. There's a lot of things on there that really are key to us doing this trip like exceptionally well. We really do need that information. And if Marissa sends a follow-up and doesn't get a response, then it comes to me, and I'm a quite powerful nudger. So I would recommend doing it before it gets to me. So fill those out. And read and really go back through the packing list. I know it's like you're going to start thinking of things, but that packing list is exactly right. And we'll leave some time here for questions and answers, but it really, if you follow that packing list, you cannot fail. You'll have just exactly everything that you need. And in also the documents, we asked for your bio, like a photo in your bio. That's very helpful because we're leading this trip with an incredible guy, Daniel Kuberman. He would really like to see who's who, and Bill Twist will be on the call. So that's also important. Make sure you're expired. I said that last time, but you can't get there. If it's expired within the next 6 months of traveling, you can't do it. So be sure to look at that. And then we will all meet up. We'll be in person November 2nd for dinner, and we'll meet in the lobby of the hotel. I'll give you updates on that. So if you can get there by dinner on the 2nd, that's what I'm assuming everyone is going to get there by then. And then we take off the next morning. So that's it. That's what I have to say. And anything to add, Lynne, before I open it up for questions?
And make sure to vote before you leave the United States if you're a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, good point. Okay, questions. You can just raise your hand if you have a question. And no question is too silly. Griff.
Sorry, I had to re-click. So call Joan at Cultura Hotel if we're coming in just a little early and we need a room.
That's Marissa. I would do that
Oh,
through.
Marissa. Okay.
Great question. Larry.
We get in at 11:30 that evening, so we will miss dinner. Our plane lands at 11:30. Will we still be able to work with Marissa to get a taxi driver? Xavier?
Yes, we'll get you the link, and it's a, casual dinner. It's like kind of officially that next morning. So, you'll get in late and you'll have an early start, but that's actually kind of good because we have a bit of a bus ride, you can sleep. So yes,
Okay.
just know that the next morning, like 7:30 breakfast will start. It's kind of buffet, it's not buffet. 7:30 breakfast will start, and we'll convene that morning at 8:30. So if you get in really, really late, just know you're going to get up early. Yes, Patty.
As far as getting our luggage that goes to the Andes to whomever who's going to take it, I think you were asking that be put together and given to the bellhop.
Yeah, you don't need to worry. Yeah, you don't need to worry about any of that. Just come with all your luggage, whatever, how many bags you get. Then we leave Cultura Quito. We have another night in a place before we go into the Amazon, and then you'll organize and separate and do that. So all you have to do is get there, get a little sleep, bring all your bags down in the morning, and we start the next morning. That's a great question, though. Yes, Sarah with an H.
I have a slightly trivial question, but I take footwear seriously. What kind of sneakers do you recommend? Waterproof, hybrid kind of hiking boots? What is best?
Yeah. So when you're in the Amazon, you will need no hiking boots because you will be 100% of the time in your rubber boots that we provide for you. So you don't need hiking boots to hike around. And then outside of the Amazon, there are walks and some pretty mild hikes or hikes. You don't need like the big major chunky. You just need a pair of something to go on a hike. Tennis shoes, any tennis shoes work. And then of course, water shoes are great because they will, go in the Amazon, and water shoes are great if you have them, or Tevas, that kind of thing. But any tennis shoe that you feel comfortable in walking around or going on a mild hike or a little bit more of a hike is great outside of the Amazon. But in the Amazon, you're in the rubber boots. And at the end of the day, then you throw on your sneakers or something comfortable when you're not trudging, in the Amazon, walking through with the rubber boots.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good question.
Dave.
Last night when we come into Quito and have that final dinner on, I think it's the 13th, is that right? It looks like the flight for us to fly out maybe like at midnight that night. Is that possible? Is that okay?
Totally.
Okay. We can have, we'll get into Quito enough time to get to the airport.
Absolutely. It's all that matters if you listen to me, because we will want a very beautiful early start that morning from where we are outside of the Amazon. And if everyone is a really good, cooperative, amazing, incredible group, then we get to Quito way in time. You even have time to hang out and do stuff. And then we'll have an early dinner, an early final dinner. It's great if you can stay because, but if you have to go or you want to go or the flight works for you, yeah, you can go that night. If you have a midnight, leave at 9.
It seems like a lot of the flight, just like Larry, like the flights coming in are like 10 or 11 at night and they're leaving at like midnight kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Great question. Any more? Anyone else? Who else?
One more question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Well, my question is around the mosquito spray, and REI sells a type that you spray on your clothes, but I was concerned that might not be biodegradable. Also just impact to the ecosystem in the jungle. Do you have any preferences for pre-spraying clothes versus just all natural mosquito repellent?
Yeah, it's really up to you.
Okay.
Some people love spraying their clothes. That's great. It works, for people. And if you can do that ahead of time, all the power to you and yay. Some people all natural, which they have at REI, and some people do use the DEET. We don't recommend it, but it works. And some people are mosquito magnets. So, you know, whatever works for you is the
Okay.
truth.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Larry,
I also want to say I've had a couple texts around the malaria pills. And I might have said it last time, but I'll say it again. It's again up to you. I don't take them. I took them like the first couple trips. I don't. And you can speak more to this. And your doctor may recommend them or not. They're not mandatory at all. You do have side effects for some people and they don't for others. So it's kind of your call. I don't know. I think if it was my first trip, I would probably maybe bring them, but then decide, because you can kind of decide you don't need to take them till like the day before you're actually in the Amazon. So that's a little, that I get that question a lot. And I don't know, what's your response to that, Lynn?
Same thing you just said.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then nothing is required. Nothing is required.
Nothing is required. Yeah. And there are no shots that are required. Will.
Yeah, so I saw my doctor a week ago to tell him I was going on this trip, and she recommended doxycycline or something like that for malaria, and I don't respond well to that. So I think she asked, "Are you going to be drinking safe water? And is the food you're going to be eating being prepared in a safe manner?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm assuming so." And so she said, "Then, you know, whatever, it's up to you." And then the only thing she said was tetanus, and, you know, just making sure that was up to date.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Ian.
There's a company in Spain called Aponat who does a homeopathic equivalent of a malaria pill.
What's it called? Up and Up?
Aponat. I'll send
Marissa.
Marissa the details if anybody can get it sent from there, because my own doctor said rather than take a malaria pill, this is much better, and it's totally natural.
How do you spell that?
AP, 1 second and I'll get it.
Okay, I want to say the one thing that like I really do want you to look at the packing list and not skirt around any of it. But the one thing that is so mandatory is the poncho. We will use that in Amazon. Sometimes people think, "Oh, just bring a raincoat." You're welcome to bring a raincoat, but you have to have the poncho. That's just like absolutely.
It's like a standard REI poncho kind of thing will be.
Anywhere, yeah, you can get it online.
Okay.
It's standard. There's no. Okay, I can't. Let me see.
This is the.
Huh. Cool. Thanks.
And if you can see the product below the number, that's what you need to request.
Yeah, and then one more thing also around money. There's plenty of ATMs in Quito. They don't spit out small bills. You can't go in a bank and get change for small bills. So bring a handful, bring some small bills. $5 bills are great, some ones. Because when you're in Quito mostly, and also when you're buying crafts in the villages, a lot of times they don't have change for really big bills, but 10s, 5s, 1s are great. And some things do cost, you know, like this necklace, maybe more than 10. So, but bring some 5s and 1s.
And how much in total?
I can't remember what it says on there. Does it say, what do you?
$700.
300. I would bring more than 300, especially if you like buying things and
I
get
think it
things.
says 700, doesn't it say 700? 700 it says.
Yeah.
Isn't that, I think that's what it says.
Mhm.
But 700 ought to be adequate, right, Sarah?
I
But
think
some
so.
people bring
Absolutely.
$1,000 and they feel good about that, but you can get cash. It's not like you can't, like she said.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Ian.
There was nothing on the packing list about a water filter. Is that something we need?
No.
Okay.
Great question. Anyone else?
Yep. My thing's actually more about altitude and other like driving kind of nausea, things like that. So I've been to Quito and I did not handle the altitude well, and I did not handle the Diamox well. So I definitely know that I'm going to want to try the coca, the leaves that you can get. And it said in the thing that I can get that at the hotel, but I'm thinking like, if we get in super late, is that something that, I can get ahead of time or know that I'm going to need ahead of time or anything like that would be super.
It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to get it ahead of time just to have for yourself, but it will be available there too, right, Marissa,
Awesome.
at the hotel? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Anyone else? All right. Excellent questions. I think you're going to do well.
I'm getting very excited.
Yeah. And again, send all your questions to Marissa. And if they have to filter through to me, I'll be there. Okay, Lynn, could you do an inspiring close?
I will do an inspiring close. I'm going to read a quote from Pico Iyer. May we have the strength to question our own gods and the grace to respect others. May we, on a globe that is shrinking and expanding, honor our differences while finding a language in which to speak of them together. May we recall that the responsibility of the fortunate is to answer the prayers of others, and the privilege of the blessed is to make cause for general gratitude. May we sing hymns for the opportunities we often ignore and say hallelujahs to the moments that are everyday gifts. Have patience with everything that is unresolved in your heart and love the questions themselves as if they were locked rooms or books written in a foreign language. This is Rilke. Do not search for the answers which could not be given to you now, for you're not able to live them. Live in the questions, and then perhaps in the far distant future, you will gradually, without even noticing it, live your way into an answer. So that's a little bit of what this trip, I hope, will be about for all of you.
Wow, thank you. Okay, and I'm going to have everyone go off mute and do what I call one word close, and just where you are right now, what word is showing up for you as we close this amazing call before we see each other. And I'll just go around. So unmute yourselves, and I'll start with you, Sarah.
Wonder.
Ian and Patty.
Wow.
Excitement.
Griff.
Excited.
Dave.
Joy.
Marzi.
Excitement.
Ian.
Excitement and connection.
Diane.
Connected.
Nadja.
Hopeful.
Marco.
Expanding.
Will.
Gratitude.
Marissa. To give us a word.
Appreciation.
Lynn.
Yes.
Sarah. Ready. Okay, we'll see you soon. Let us know if you need anything. Look out
Thank you
for
so
all those
much.
things.
Bye, everybody.
Fill in
you.
those travel docs.
Safe travels.
Bye.
In a couple weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.